Hello and welcome to another edition of TCC Eagles Baseball live on tcceagles.com and YouTube. I'm Brett Rutherford. I'll be bringing you all the action here today from Eagle Field as TCC takes on the visiting Gulf Coast State Commodores in a Panhandle Conference matchup. It'll be Ethan Fireved on the mound for the Eagles. Fireved making his 11th start of the season. He's got 59 and a third innings pitched in a 3.03 ERA. How about 80? Yep, count them, 80 strikeouts on the season in just 29 walks. He has been a true ace for TCC this season. Not only one of the best starting pitchers in this conference, but in the state of Florida and, dare I say, all of junior college baseball throughout the country. And we'll get to see him pitch tonight facing Gulf Coast State in what'll be a pivotal game in determining who is the second representative of the Panhandle Conference in this year's state tournament. Chipola, sitting at 15-5, are very close to clinching a conference title, and I think could even clinch a playoff spot as early as tonight. But TCC currently sitting in second place. They're 10-8 in the league. Northwest Florida a game back at 9-9. Gulf Coast State 2 games back at 9-11. If Gulf Coast State wants to get into that number 2 spot, which would send you to the state tournament, a good start would be knocking off the team they're chasing in Tallahassee tonight. This is the first of 2 games these 2 teams will play this week. The next one coming on Wednesday over in Panama City. When we are ready to get underway here at Eagle Field, Tyler Borges stepping in, leading things off for the Commodores. Fifth matchup of the season between these 2 teams. The Eagles have won 3 of 4. Fireved dusting off the rubber. Gets set on the right side of it, as he usually does. And first pitch is a strike to Borges at 5:09. The 1 pitch, grounded. Third baseman Fernandez struggles with it on the hop, throws over to first, and Borges is in there with an infield single. That was a tough play for Fernandez. It could be given an error. I don't know, though. I'm going to call it an infield single. I don't know how the official scorebook will have it down. I'll have to ask the coaching staff after the game. Borges, though, 458 on-base percentage. It's no question why he's in the leadoff spot. And gets on base here to start things off. Now it'll be Ethan Lizama. Lizama hitting .321 on the year. But a lefty-lefty matchup here against Fireved. First pitch to him, in for a strike. Defensive alignment for the Eagles. You've got Ethan Kreisen behind the plate. Infield, third to first, Andrew Fernandez, Jason Smikowski, Aiden Keenan, and Brett Gwynn. Outfield left to right. You've got Justin Cruz out in left today, Josh Bergozzo in center, and Ziggy Thomas in right. So, yeah, Justin Cruz moving from his usual spot at second base into the outfield, which makes way for Aiden Keenan to get his first start in a while over at second base. He's hitting 9th in today's lineup. Keenan, a sophomore on this TCC team. Fireved set and delivers. Misses outside. Count now 1-1. These 4 games took place at the end of March. An 11-6 victory for the Eagles at home, followed by a 7-5 victory at home. Then you had that Saturday doubleheader, those 7-inning doubleheaders that are now a thing of the past in the Panhandle Conference schedule as we're in the last stretch of games. Gulf Coast State took game 1, 8-3. And the Eagles put up 3 touchdowns in game 2, winning that one 21-10. They had 7 home runs in that game. Gulf Coast State had 3 home runs of their own. 10 total home runs in a 7-inning game. Those 7 from TCC was a school record. Fireved steps off and fakes the pickoff move. He's keeping an eye on Tyler Borges. Borges with 10 stolen bases on the season has been caught 3 times. Now he is moving. Swing and a miss by Lazama. The throw down is, and they got him. Ethan Kreisen with a perfect throw. Jason Smekowski with a perfect tag. So that leadoff base runner is erased. Ethan Firevet also ahead in the count, 1-2 on Lazama. That was a pitch right over the heart of the plate that Lazama cut and missed on. If he had turned on it, he had some space now over on the right side. Could have sent Borges to third. If it was anywhere near the gap, he could have been scoring there. Instead, strike two and thrown out a second, and a nasty curveball from Ethan Firevet will be his first strikeout of the game. And now, after a leadoff base runner, quickly 2 outs in this inning. What a turn of events here to get things started. It'll be Dylan Mock stepping in next. Mock, a .336 hitter this year, .435 on base, 27 runs batted in. First pitch to him is swung on and foul to the left, roller towards the Eagle dugout. This one, no, it's rolled into fair territory. Kreisen out to field it, throw over to Gwynn. Gets him easily. So after a leadoff base runner, Ethan Kreisen throws out a man at second. Firevet with the strikeout, and Kreisen makes the third out with the put out all the way to first base. So just a hit for Gulf Coast State in the top of the first. We head to the bottom of the first. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tcceagles.com. Kreisen's my favorite player on this team. We're back here on the bottom of the first on tcceagles.com. Jason Smekowski in his usual leadoff spot. The TCC shortstop. Hitting .338 on the year, a .434 on base percentage. Has 7 doubles, a triple, and a home run as well on the year. 4th on the team in total bases, behind Pagozo, Dinges, and Fernandez. First pitch to him, misses high for a ball. Sherez Butcher is making his 12th start of the season. He's got a 3.48 ERA. There's a strike into Smekowski. This one is a breaking ball, misses high. So count moves to 2-1. Smikowski shows bunt, pulls back, and a strike called. Don't know if that was on him leaving the bat out there for too long or if they were going to say that was over the plate. No, that was a ball. Count is 3-1. This one inside almost hits him. Will be ball 4 regardless.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Ethan Kreisen.
So a leadoff walk for Jason Smikowski will bring up the Tallahassee backstop, Ethan Kreisen. Really was the highlight of that first inning. Threw out Tyler Borges trying to steal second. And then got the 2-3 put out to retire the side. That was Dylan Mock at the plate. Kreisen had been kind of locked into the 4 spot. This one does hit him. It was a breaking ball that just got away from Butcher. So just like that, Eagles are in business with 2 men on.
Now batting the center fielder, number 15, Josh Pagozzo.
It's going to bring up Josh Pagozzo. If you've been watching all season long, you know how much of a threat he's been in the middle of this lineup. Hitting .375, .477 on base, .611 slugging percentage. He leads the team in all 3 of those categories. First pitch to him in for a strike. Also with 17 doubles on the season, 4 triples. So a total of 24 extra base hits over 43 games. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count now 1-1. Butcher with 61 strikeouts on the season, 41 walks, and just 41 in the 3rd inning. So does have trouble with commands. Has been able to limit the runs. He's still got the 3.48 ERA. Count now 1-1 to Pagozzo. Shows bunt, goes over his head and by the catcher. Dinkman got a glove on it but couldn't get to it, and that'll be a wild pitch. That moves Smikowski to 3rd and Kreisen to 2nd. So 2 men on turns into 2 men in scoring position for Josh Pagozzo, who's now ahead in the count 2-1. Butcher didn't appear in any of the 4 games against Tallahassee. Earlier in the season. Now the 2-1 on its way. Misses outside. 3-1. Pagozzo with 35 RBI on the season. Tied for 2nd on the team with Marco Dinges. Andrew Fernandez, who's in the hole right now, currently leading with 39. 3-1 count. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop, Mock. Mock over to first. It brings the first baseman off the bag. He can't get the tag on Josh Pagozzo, and that'll bring in a run. Not only that, we stay with just no outs in the inning. Smikowski reaches or scores after reaching on a leadoff walk. And Pagozzo reaches first on an E6. So not a great start for Gulf Coast State. And Shrez Butcher walks the leadoff man, then hits Ethan Kreisen. First pitch to him. Pagozzo reaches on an error and a run comes across. Dinges' first pitch swinging and drills one straight into the ground. Butcher out to field it, throw over to first, gets him. So they get their first out, but the Eagles, just like that, have 2 more men in scoring position.
Now back, the 3rd baseman, number 7, Andrew Fernandez.
So Pagozzo jumps into sole possession of 2nd place for Team RBI, as he does get one even though he reached on error. You do get credited with the RBI. He put it in play, did his job, brought the run in. Gave the Eagles an early 1-0 lead. That's going to bring up Andrew Chichi Fernandez. This is outside. Dinkman had to hop out of the crouch there. Count is 1-0 to Fernandez, who, like I said, team lead 39 RBI. I mentioned this on almost every broadcast. There's a race at the top here. Would love to see them keep competing for these last 6 games of the season. Fernandez with a chance to add on here. Gets a piece of this one and fouls it back. You know, it's not uncommon to see Butcher have starts with 4 or 5 walks. Fernandez fouls another one back and out of play. Had 6 walks in an outing on March 10th at Pensacola State. Did strike out 5. One and 2 the count to Fernandez. Infield in, and he fouls another one down the first base line to stay alive. So Gulf Coast State feeling the pressure here early on, bringing that infield in. It's an early lead for the Eagles, and they don't want it to grow. Outfield maybe shading a little bit in. Looks like normal depth. Breaking ball, misses for a ball, so 2 and 2. You've got Ethan Kreisen at third and Josh Pagozzo at second. Kreisen was hit by a pitch. Pagozzo reached on error to drive in the first run of the game. The 2-2 taken high. Count goes full. So the Eagles currently in second place in the Panhandle Conference with a 1-game lead over Northwest Florida, a 2-game lead over Gulf Coast State. Foul back. Now after this game, or including this game, Gulf Coast State has just 4 remaining. The Eagles have 6. So you look at that 2-game deficit with only 4 games to play for Gulf Coast State, and you really do need to win probably all 4 of them. Full count pitch driven into right center field. Base hit for Fernandez. Kreisen in to score. Pagozzo coming right behind him. It's a 2-run single for Andrew Fernandez, and just like that, it is a 3-run lead for the Eagles here in the first inning. So those are RBI 40 and 41 for the switch hitting infielder. And now the 3 runners that reached without recording a hit have all come around to score. Those are mistakes that the way this Eagles lineup has been operating, they'll make you pay for it one way or the other. They've shown an ability to draw walks. That is a skill. You know, it's not just a pitcher struggling with command. You've got to be able to take those pitches that are borderline right outside of the zone. This one over the head of Justin Cruz. Dinkman able to bring it in, so Fernandez stays put. Yeah, like I said, Cruz getting that start out in left field. I've seen him out in the outfield before this season, but really had kind of been a staple at second base. Didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Mack before the game. I don't know if there's anybody out today. Marco Dinges is in the DH spot, and Cruz, with as good of an athlete as he is, you know, you could play him at left. You could probably throw him in center. You could play him at short, third base. The quickness he's shown, I think, can probably be applied anywhere. Who knows? Maybe he's even the emergency catcher. I hope we don't have to see that play out in real time, but this one misses in the dirt. 3-0. Kreisen and Jacob Von Faden have done a fine job as the Eagles backstops this season. Our last broadcast, Jacob Von Faden got the start behind the plate, which hasn't happened often since conference play started. It's hard to take Ethan Kreisen out of the lineup, but they didn't have to. This one misses for a ball, so runners on first and second now for Ziggy Thomas.
The right fielder, number 20.
But like I said, you didn't have to move Kreisen out of the lineup.
Thomas.
You had Brett Gwynn, who was available out of the bullpen as a pitcher, so they decided to have Kreisen play first base for the day and let Brett Gwynn kind of be able to warm up off to the side, not have to come out of the game, not have to make those lineup changes, to bring him in. But instead, Brett Gwynn did slide over to first base after he pitched. He moved Kreisen back behind the plate. And some confusing moves that I honestly had to check and make sure what the Eagles were doing was legal. Thomas fouls this one back. You had your designated hitter enter the game to play left field. I believe that was Marco Dinges, and then Brett Gwynn, who was the pitcher at the time, slide over to play first. Then at one point you had Grant Harrison, who had to be, in the game, and he was going to be pinch hit for by Keenan. He was. Thomas, chopper goes foul. So count is 0-2 to the Eagles right fielder, who again has kind of slid down the lineup here today. He's moved up and down throughout the year. A 277 hitter, but a 393 on base. 15 walks drawn on the season. Windy day in Tallahassee, and the wind kind of moving in here. Fouls this one to stay alive. Brett Gwynn, the aforementioned Brett Gwynn, as nicknamed by his teammates as Big Bird. The switch hitting first baseman slash right-handed pitcher, standing at 6'4". But for now, a pickoff attempt, and that'll be a balk called, as you can't jump off the mound like that. And there was nobody even at first base. So we'll get a balk here, and that'll move again. 2 men in scoring position for TCC. A lot of different variety on the scorecard. A walk, a hit by pitch, an E6. 2-run single, a balk. And an 0-2 count right now to Ziggy Thomas. A chance to add on to this lead. You'd love to give your starter Fireved that cushion. Grounder to the third baseman. He looks home, throw home, bounces, gets by the catcher. Fernandez scores. Cruz moves over to third. Ziggy Thomas reaches first base. So another run for the Eagles and another base runner, as they now have runners on the corners with just one out for Brett Gwynn. So Thomas reaches on the fielder's choice. Fernandez scores on the E5. That one will be credited to DeBose. So 2 errors in the inning now for Gulf Coast State. And now Thomas is moving. The throw down from Dinkman is cut off by the shortstop as they've got a runner on third. But that'll be a stolen base for Ziggy Thomas and a 1-0 count to Brett Gwynn. That stolen base from Thomas represents his 4th of the season. Another miss there from Butcher, and Gwynn is up in the count 2-0. You've got Aiden Keenan in the on-deck circle, and then Jason Smikowski right behind him, and with just one out. Wouldn't shock you to see the lineup flip over here in the first inning. Swing and a miss there from Brett Gwynn. We'll make it 2-1. Actually, that is Thomas's only his 3rd stolen base of the season, has yet to be caught. Another swing and a miss on a breaking ball there makes it 2-2. But an early 4-0 lead. You'll love to see it there. Northwest Florida split their 2 games last week, and with the Eagles losing both to Chipola, means that the Raiders only gained 1 game on Tallahassee. 2-2 pitch to Gwynn, misses inside. He has to get out of the way. So count goes full. But those were critical games for Northwest Florida. If you win both of them, you would have been Would have been tied with TCC. This one sent into left center field. Could be a tough play for Smith. He backs, makes the catch. Cruz tags, and he scores. So now a 5-0 game on the sac fly from Brett Gwynn.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 18, Aiden Keenan.
And Keenan represents the 9th batter of the inning for Tallahassee. Keenan with just 18 at-bats on the season. He's hitting .222. He's got 4 hits. He's also drawn a pair of walks, making just his 3rd start of the season. This one misses in the dirt. Ball 1 to Keenan. Get an opportunity like this in a game like this, and I know it seems like it's already getting out of hand for Gulf Coast State, but plenty of baseball left to be played. You want to take advantage of these chances. This one in for a strike to Keenan. And again, I haven't talked with Coach Mack or Coach Corey Pye about, if there's an injury or anything else that would cause an absence. I won't speculate. But, as we head closer to the season, you want to take advantage of these opportunities because who knows if there's another absence or a reason for a missed game. You got to be ready to step in, especially if you get to the state tournament. We do have clarification on the format for that tournament. The Eagles, if they were to reach as a conference runner-up, which, for being realistic, is most likely scenario. 1-2 pitch misses outside. Thomas tries to steal third. He's in there safely. So another stolen base, the 2nd of the inning from Ziggy Thomas. That one's his 4th of the season. Back to the playoff format, the state tournament format. The conference runner-up will go to one of the 4 conference champions in the state of Florida for a 3-game series. The winner of that series would then advance to Lakeland for, the final round of the state tournament. Keenan swings and misses at the breaking ball. Throw down to first on the drop, 3rd strike. Retires him. That will retire the side. But the Eagles had 5 runs on just 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 left. We head to the 2nd inning. Gulf Coast State 0. Tallahassee 5. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tcceagles.com.
Tallahassee Community College has been named as one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation. The Aspen Institute recognizes institutions from across the country that have exceptional achievements and a total commitment to improving student outcomes. The college was recognized as one of the nation's premier community colleges eligible to compete for the prestigious $1 million Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence because of its focus on student access and success, its workforce training initiatives, a seamless and high transfer rate to 4-year colleges and universities, and its many varied and productive community partnerships. This recognition from the Aspen Institute is a testament to the wonderful work of the faculty, staff, and leadership at Tallahassee Community College.
So we're back here on the top of the 2nd. Ethan Fireved back out on the mound. He did allow an infield single to start things off, but faced the minimum in the top of the 1st. And his team turned around and gave him 5 runs to work with. First pitch into James Jett, the designated hitter, is a strike. James Jett, a .266 hitter with a .412 on base percentage. Big cut and a miss there from Jett. Fireved quickly up in the count, 0-2. Gulf Coast State entering today's game 29-16 on the season, which It's only a game worse than the Eagles' 29-14 overall record. And a big breaking ball and another strikeout from Ethan Fireved for the first out in the inning, his second strikeout of the game. His 82nd strikeout of the season. Again, you're looking at the rest of this schedule, and you think Fireved probably one more start in him. You play today, you play on Wednesday, you play Friday, Saturday. His first pitch to Walt McConnell fouled out of play. And then another set of Monday, Wednesday games. So you still got plenty of games, but you can pitch today. You know, they might use him on Saturday against Northwest Florida. This one misses inside. And again, I'm just speculating here on this. I don't know for sure, but those games against Northwest Florida, while you need to win as many of these 6 as you can, those might be the most important. This one a chopper foul, scooped by Fernandez, but will be strike 2 because you've got the 1-game lead on them now. You can really bury them and go into those last 2 games maybe with that postseason spot secured. Again, you're not waiting on an at-large bid. There are none for baseball and softball. You've got 4 conferences. You just take the top 2, head to the postseason. But the other thing, and you know, I had heard that maybe you want to make sure that Ethan Fireved gets a chance to start his last couple starts at home. Breaking ball, and McConnell gets a piece of it to stay alive. Fireved did pitch just 1 inning out of the bullpen in a 5-1 loss last week. Gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned, so did struggle, 3 walks. This one through the left side for a base hit, so second straight inning with a leadoff base hit for Gulf Coast State. This one off the bat of Walt McConnell. It's going to bring up Mason Smith, the left fielder. But, you know, Fireved, it doesn't shock me that he, you know, was a little bit out of whack in that outing. It was only his second relief outing of the season. I look back to earlier in the season where you don't even know if he was, I guess I could try to give Coach Mack some truth serum. I don't know if he was in the plans to really be one of the main starters on this team. That's not by any fault of his. You had guys like Matt Cooper, who went down with an injury that could really sling it. This one pops high up into the air. Kreisen out of the backstop, but it might come down near us. Nope, out of play. So 0-1 the count to Smith. But Fireved, you know, quickly established himself as not only a starting pitcher, but the ace of this staff. Was available out of the bullpen for one of those games. The way the schedule kind of lined up, it made sense. It might have been a bullpen day for him anyways. This one, breaking ball in the dirt. Kreisen knocks it down, so McConnell has to stay put. Count now 1-1. But then you were able to give him the start today, and I don't know their plans. You know, I know they like to keep it close to the vest, even with me. Or maybe they just don't know yet. This is outside. Because you think the options are Saturday, or do you hold him for a week and almost a week and a half till next Wednesday, your final home game of the season, last regular season game against Pensacola State. 2-1 pitch. Misses low. Again, knocked down by Kreisen. So count 3-1 to Smith. If I had to guess, I think you send him out on Saturday. That is a home game. You play Friday in Niceville, Saturday here. That game will not be streamed live, even though it is a home game. Another one misses low, so Fireved, after allowing the leadoff single, allows a walk. Well, it wasn't a leadoff. He did have the strikeout. I'm being too harsh, but he will get a trip to the mound from Coach Mack. Trying to make sure everything's good here with the Eagle lefty. Yeah, that game will not be streamed live. It will be sophomore day for the TCC softball team. And I'll see a good chunk of them in attendance here. The third base bleachers. We'll be streaming both games of that doubleheader. And then our final broadcast of the year, of the school year, I should say, on TCCEagles.com will be that Wednesday home finale against Pensacola State. The mound visit concludes, and it'll be Blake Dinkman, the Commodores catcher, stepping in. A doubleheader against Pensacola State for softball. 1 o'clock first pitch scheduled for game one. They'll finish that, take about a 25, 30-minute break before they start game two. We'll honor their sophomores, and then Wednesday the 27th will be sophomore night for TCC baseball, and also the final home game for head coach Mike McLeod. There is no TCC baseball without Coach Mack. Really started this program back in the early 90s. He's carried it to so much success, seen so many players go on to have success at four-year institutions and in the professional ranks. This one misses low and outside, so 1-1 the count to Dinkman. So it will be, I think, an emotional night here at Eagle Field. His final home game, and hopefully not his final game. The Eagles trying to keep playing throughout the month of April and into May. This one sent into left field by Dinkman, cruised back just in front of the warning track to make the catch. And that's out number 2.
Now back, the third baseman, number 6, Mason Dubose.
I think that's the goal. Get into the postseason. Win in Lakeland. Take a trip out to Grand Junction, why not? Looks like a Panhandle Conference title would be hard to reach at this point. Chipola, if we're being honest, has had the better of the Eagles this year. 5-1 against Tallahassee. Very deserving conference champion if they do indeed go on to clinch it. And a breaking ball makes Mason DeBose look silly there. It was a check swing, but even if he decided to offer at it fully, he had no shot. DeBose had the error that led to the Fernandez run last inning. And an error is probably a little bit harsh. He tried to make a play at the plate. They had the infield in, and just wasn't a great throw. Would have been a tough play even if the throw had been online. Move over to second. Nope, nobody there. So just trying to keep Walt McConnell honest. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Eagles lead 5-0. Those 5 runs come on just 1 hit. This one a high chopper. Firevet off the mound to field this one. Now he needs Brett Gwynn over at first. And they're going to say Gwynn is off the bag. And now a run comes in to score. So really some miscommunication there. Fireved came not well off the mound, just a few steps off the mound
The center fielder, number 11,
to field that one.
Henry.
And I think that's an error, but I don't know who you'd award that to. The throw if the throw brought Gwynn off the bag, that's probably in E1. It's definitely not a hit. Either way, that'll be an unearned run against Firevad. Breaking ball to Caleb Henry. He swings and misses. It's runners on first and second, 2 away still. And like I said, you've got that comfy lead, but you love to get out of the inning here. Don't let them think that they're still in this one. You got to come back. You got the top of the order to start the second. keep adding runs. Firevet set, the 0-1. Cut out and missed again from Henry. Another breaking ball. I think if there's any off-speed or breaking ball in the country that any pitcher would be comfortable throwing 3 times in a row, it's Ethan Firevet's curveball. It wouldn't shock me if he does it to Henry right here. This one grounded over to third baseman Fernandez. He'll just keep it in his glove, step on the third base bag, and that will retire the side. Middle of the second here at Eagle Field. Gulf Coast State adds 1-on-1 hit. There's 1 error and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the second. You're watching TCC Baseball live on TCCEagles.com and YouTube. Now into the bottom of the second here. 5-1 lead for Tallahassee. They scored 5 in the first frame. Gulf Coast State gets 1 back, and we've got a new pitcher on the mound for Gulf Coast State. I'll try to get a number here and identify the man. But they're early into the bullpen. And that's a strike to Smekowski. So that's Matthew McGillicott, the new arm on the mound for Gulf Coast State. Count now 1-1 to Smekowski. This one taken low for a ball. 2-1. McGillicott making his 16th appearance of the season as a 6.27 ERA. Did appear in those 2 games here at Eagle Field, one of those 2 games. This one foul to the left side, count even now at 2. Freshman right-hander out of Columbus, Ohio. Smekowski fouls this one back and out of play to stay alive. Was 4 innings pitched. Game on March 25th. Just 1 earned run, so really good work out of the bullpen. Did walk 3, only strikeout 2, but generated a lot of soft contact, which you often see with guys with this arm angle. Throws, sidearm, borderline submarine at times. Smikoski sends this one into center field. Henry moves over to grab it, so
Now pitching
a quick
Gulf Coast, number 21.
first out
McGilligan.
from Smikoski, who
And now batting for
walked
your
and
Eagles,
scored
number 2,
in the first.
Ethan Kreisen.
So now Ethan Kreisen steps in. Kreisen was hit by a pitch and scored. So just 3 of those 5 runs earned for Sherez Butcher. Kreisen sends this one into left field for a base hit. Waste no time there.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 15, Josh Bigozzo.
Did have 2 walks and a strikeout, Butcher. Just 1 inning pitched, and you think, you know, the walk and the hit by pitch, you never want to start like that, right? But after that, you had the error. 2 errors, you know, Fernandez scored on 1. Wasn't getting lit up, only the 1 hit. But a couple free passes and then a balk. It really hurts you. Did look like he was starting to settle in. You had Ziggy Thomas, you know, ground out. That was the error that allowed Fernandez to score. And then Brett Gwynn with a sac fly to left field. Breaking ball misses inside here to Pagozzo. And then you strike out Aiden Keenan to retire the side. And the pitch count probably got up there. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or they just wanted to get a new arm in there. But I think Butcher was starting to settle in. So they'll go to their bullpen here relatively early. This is high to Pagozzo, 2-1. Still got a number of arms available. Other games across the state today. Florida Southwestern currently leading State College of Florida. This one, left center field. Extra bases for Josh Pagozzo. Kreisen round second. They're going to round him from third. No, held up there by Gavin Murphy. Josh Pagozzo with a 1-out double. Puts runners on second and third for the Eagles.
Now back, the designated hitter, Marco Dinges.
Now Dinges, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. Again, that one just rolled right out of the dirt. But a chance for 1 or 2 RBIs here. Santa Fe took down Daytona State 11-3. Seminole State took down Lake Sumter State 5-4. The other Panhandle game today will be Pensacola State and Northwest Florida. So again, a game that will be worth keeping an eye on the score. And a strike on the outside corner to Dinges. This is high and outside. 1-1. So the RBI in the first inning, 1 to Pagozzo, 2 to Fernandez, 1 to Thomas, and 1 to Gwynn. Dinges. Fly ball. Right center field will be a tough play. Back on the track, this one off the wall. 2 runs will easily score. Dinges rounding second. Now he's heading to third. The throw goes over the head of the cutoff man. It'll be a stand-up triple for Marco Dinges. And this one has been blown wide open. 7-1 lead for the Eagles with just 1 out here in the second. We've seen a single, a double, and a triple in quick succession.
Andrew Fernandez.
That's going to bring up the man who already has a pair of RBI in this game. Fernandez, who singled and brought in 2 back in the first. But a huge bases clearing triple there from Marco Dinges. That is his first triple of the season. 1-0 misses outside, or first pitch misses outside of Fernandez to make it 1-0. So that game at Northwest Florida actually started an hour earlier. I know they were having some issues with the lights over there at their stadium, so they wanted to get games in before the sun sets. So we might even get a result from that, you know, in a couple hours maybe. 3-0 the count now to Andrew Fernandez. That one's in for a strike. So a loss from Northwest Florida would make them a game and a half back of TCC, and a win here for the Eagles if Northwest Florida were to lose extends that lead to 2 if they both win or both lose. Stays at 1, of course. Fernandez fouls this one out of play. And again, the infield's in here for Gulf Coast State. They're trailing 7-1, but when your season is really hanging on by a thread, you've got to stay in this game. You want to keep this lead where it's at. It's only a 6-run game. We've seen wilder things play out. But Fernandez looking for his 3rd run batted in of the afternoon. Full count pitch. Popped high into the air. Should stay in the infield. Might even drift out of play, and that it does. Dinkman back to make the catch for out number 2.
Now back, number 9, Justin Cruz.
Justin Cruz, a walk drawn in the 1st and a run scored. Now a chance to add the 8th run of the game here, with Marco Dinges standing at 3rd with 2 away. McGillicott set. First pitch. This is inside. Two and 0. So just 1 hit and 5 runs in the 1st. Now 3 hits and 2 runs thus far in the 2nd. Fouled back by Cruz. McGillicott no issue finding the strike zone, but Eagles have just come up with some hard hits. Kreisen swung at the first pitch. Drove it into left field for a single. Pagozzo hopped on a 2-1 fastball. Left center for a double. And Marco Dinges really put a charge into it. I thought maybe the wind going the other way. Could have carried for a home run. And that's an off-speed pitch into even the count at 2 for Justin Cruz. Pitch from McGillicott. Liner right into the glove of the shortstop Mock, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left for the Eagles as we head to the 3rd. They lead 7-1 here on TCCEagles.com. Top of the order here for Gulf Coast State as we move into the third inning. Ethan Fireved working with a 7-1 lead. It was one unearned run for Fireved last inning after technically committing the error himself that allowed the run to score. This one popped out of play. He fielded it, and Brett Gwynn, I don't really know what he was doing. You'd think it wasn't far enough for him to come out and try to field that. You need to be over there to cover first base. Even if you think Keenan's going to get to that, you've got to be the one standing there. And then kind of just a miscommunication, him and Fireved not really sure whether Fireved had time to get to the bag. He did not. This one flied into center field. Actually, it's Ziggy Thomas moving into right center to make the catch for a quick out number one.
Now back, number 13, Ethan Lozama.
It's going to bring up Lozama, who struck out in the second, or in the first. But yeah, Brett Gwynn, I don't know what he was thinking. You know, it happens. You have those miscalculations throughout the season. This one, so far, seems to be innocuous. First pitch to Lozama misses outside. Now here's the 1-0, another one outside. So 2-0 in this lefty-lefty matchup. Dylan Mock in the on-deck circle. Fireved's last start. This one just catches the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. So that'll make it 2-1. Fireved, the 6-foot freshman out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And another swing and a miss from Lozama. But in his last start, went 7 shutout innings against Pensacola State, allowed just 3 hits, had 7 strikeouts and no walks, and in a 7-inning doubleheader, that was good for the first complete game shutout from any Eagle pitcher this year. As Lozama gets a piece of this one, sends it into left field, drifting foul, and ultimately out of play. That performance, though, good enough to land Ethan Fireved an FCSAA Player of the Week award. Second time this season that a TCC baseball player has been honored, as Josh Bergozzo was named earlier this year. We've had one on the softball side. Right-handed pitcher Brittany Michael, after she threw a complete game shutout against Gulf Coast State, came in and got the save in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Not only was she named an FCSAA Player of the Week, she was also named National Pitcher of the Week. This one on the ground. Keenan, nice backhand, sliding up to make the throw, and a nice play there from Aiden Keenan for out number 2. That was a smooth slide there. You don't see that too often on the infield, but it was kind of warranted there, as he had to make the backhand. That ball got to him in a hurry. Slid into it, got back up quickly in one motion. Throw over to Gwynn for out number 2. You got some applause there from the dugout. First pitch into Dylan Mock is a strike. Yeah, Brittany Michael, though, named National Pitcher of the Week a few weeks back. And first national softball honor for TCC since 2015. Inside, makes the count 1-1. So top of the third here, a 7-1 lead. It was 5 in the first for the Eagles, 2 more in the second. 4 hits thus far. This one lined foul. Count now 1-2 to Dylan Mock. And now a chopper. Fireved off the mound again. Gwynn is the one to field it. Toss over to Fireved. and they get the out at first. So again, I think close to some more miscommunication there between Brett Gwynn and Ethan Fireved, but they get the out and it counts all the same. We're through 2.5 here at Eagle Field. Gulf Coast State 1, TCC 7. You're watching TCC Baseball on tcceagles.com and YouTube.
Tallahassee Community College presents Rock the Roost, starring Luke Bryan.
Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Luke Bryan. It goes live Saturday, July 23rd on campus at TCC with special guest
There was this girl,
Riley Green.
drink in her hand. Shoot me a let's get into trouble grand.
Tickets are on sale now at rocktheroosttcc.com. Luke Bryan, live, produced by Tallahassee Community College and Adams Entertainment.
Ziggy Thomas in the 7-hole today, stepping in to lead things off in the bottom of the third. Ethan Fireved with a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Now Thomas facing McGillicott in working his second inning of relief, and he misses outside to start things out here. Thomas reached on a fielder's choice and tallied an RBI in the first. Cut and miss there. Did get a piece of it, but into the glove of Dinkman. Eagles leading the season series 3-1. After tonight, they'll have one more game over in Panama City on Wednesday. Way outside makes it 2-1. McGillicott working exclusively out of the stretch, lined up on the left side of the rubber. 2-1 pitch misses outside to make it 3-1. This one misses high. Another leadoff walk.
Number 24, Brett Gwynn.
Happened in the first inning. It led to 5 Eagle runs. Now Brett Gwynn stepping in. He had a sac fly in that first inning. Fifth RBI, fifth and final RBI of that frame. Fouled into the backstop, strike one. And now sends this one into right field. Drops, could be extra bases here for Big Bird. Thomas now going to be held at third, but Brett Gwynn standing in there at second for a double. So once again, 2 men in scoring position. A chance for Aiden Keenan to add to this lead, and it's only the bottom of the third, but you start to look at the 10-run rule, which can be in place after 5 full innings. or I guess 4.5 innings if it's the visiting team trailing. McGillicott set, infield in once again. Keenan swings to the first pitch, pops it back in, out of play. Hits the top of the press box here. It's the first time all season we've had a ball hit the top of the press box. Popped up. Dinkman throws the mask off, and he is right by the batter's box to make that catch for out number 1.
Now batting, number 13, Jason Smikowski.
So just one out here for Jason Smikowski, his 3rd plate appearance in as many innings. Walked and scored in the first, flew out to center last inning. Infield in once again, as expected. I imagine Gulf Coast State will play like that anytime we're in this situation for the remainder of the game. And that's a slider dropped in for a strike to Smikowski. Speaking of infield in. Now the 0-1 on its way. Another slider misses outside this time. In a blowout situation. I did get to see my first Major League Baseball game of the season yesterday. I was down in Miami. Saw the Phillies and the Marlins. And Smikowski sends this one into right field. Could be a tough play for Lazama. Drops for a base hit. Extra bases for Smikowski. He trips. And now Lazama struggles with it, and Brett Gwynn comes in to score. So that'll be 9-1 there. A double from Jason Smikowski brings in 2 more. Lazama did struggle picking that one up and then double pumped. I don't think it affected Smikowski coming in to score, so it's not going to be ruled as an error, or Smikowski going into second. But it's the second double of the inning for the Eagles. The 4th extra base hit. Still a man in scoring position. 1 out, and it's a 9-1 ball game now. One and 0 now to Ethan Kreisen, who's had 2 plate appearances through 2 innings and 2 runs scored already. Now you do start to really think about that 10-run rule. If you can add 2 more here, you're 6 outs away from getting out of this thing early, a strike on the outside corner. You think about how huge that would be for the remainder of your schedule, preserving your bullpen, getting a rest for guys like Ethan Kreisen, and the rest of the defense, really. You've got another game on Wednesday, another on Friday, and another on Saturday. You're not playing those double headers, so Kreisen, a fly ball into shallow right center field. This one drops onto the turf. Smikowski into third. He's in there safely. Kreisen slides over to second. Another defensive miscue from Gulf Coast State. And now second and third. That one, that was what you call no man's land. But another error. This one I think will be credited to the second baseman, Borges. Had his back turned to that one. Never got underneath it. Don't know if it got caught up in the wind or what. Smikowski able to take third. It was a close play at third, but then you had the entire middle infield and a pair of outfielders trying to converge on that ball. So nobody was at second. Ethan Kreisen goes in there easily. Infield comes in once again, and Josh Pagozzo's at the plate. First pitch sent into right center field. Going to be another tough play. This one is caught by Lazama. Smikowski tags. The throw is cut off, and that'll make it a 10-1 ball game. Kreisen stays put, but it's another RBI there for Josh Pagozzo on the sac fly. So 2 outs now. Three runs in the inning for the Eagles as Ziggy Thomas and Brett Gwynn as well as Jason Spakowski now have all come around to score. So it's 10-1. You got a 9-run lead. Now Marco Dinges takes a ball low. You wonder what Gulf Coast State is doing with their bullpen. I imagine McGillicott is probably just going to be left out here for as long as he can go, with the game seemingly out of reach early on here. Outside 2-0. The count to Dinges. McGillicott catches the outside corner. I think maybe the strike zone expanding a little bit here. Don't love to see that. Still 2-1 count for Dinges, who drove in 2 with a triple last inning. That was in the same spot, so it's got to be called a strike again, and it is. So 2-2. This one, right field, Lazama back on it, now moving back to his right, makes the catch to retire the side. Eagles add 3 more on a pair of doubles, 1 error and 1 left. We head to the 4th now. The score, Gulf Coast State 1, Tallahassee 10 on TCCEagles.com.
Tallahassee Community College has been named as one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation. The Aspen Institute recognizes institutions from across the country that have exceptional achievements and a total commitment to improving student outcomes. The college was recognized as one of the nation's premier community colleges, eligible to compete for the prestigious $1 million Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence because of its focus on student access and success, its workforce training initiatives, a seamless and high transfer rate to four-year colleges and universities, and its many varied and productive community partnerships. This recognition from the Aspen Institute is a testament to the wonderful work of the faculty, staff, and leadership at Tallahassee Community College.
Now into the 4th here. James Jett leading off for Gulf Coast State. Ethan Fireved back on the rubber for Tallahassee. He's got a 10-1 lead. That one in for a strike. Every time he leaves the mound, his team goes out and adds a couple more runs, at least a couple more runs. They had 5 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. Only 7 of those runs earned. This one misses for a ball. An error in each inning for Gulf Coast State. Tallahassee with 10 runs on 6 hits, an error of their own, which led to the only run of the game for Gulf Coast State. This one sent into deep right center field. Pagozzo and Thomas back, and this one is off the wall. Extra bases for Jett. He's in there easily with a double. A big loud hit from their designated hitter, and they've got a runner in scoring position to start off this inning.
Number 18, Walt McConnell.
And I mentioned it a little bit last half inning. You've got the 9-run lead. And while that's great, you can kind of, not relax, but play a little differently here. You'd love to turn that into a 10-run inning in the bottom of the fourth here. You got to hold them here, or maybe if they score 1 or 2, you've got to add a few more. Because then, presumably, you give the ball to Ethan Firehead in the top of the fifth, and he can wrap this one up early. I think that's an ideal situation for Tallahassee, but this one sent deep into left center field by Walt McConnell. Pagozzo, though, underneath it, makes the catch. Jet back to tag. He thinks about going for a second. Ultimately goes back to the second base bag. A loud out number 1 from Walt McConnell, and I think that one might have got caught up there. Humid night in Tallahassee. The humidity really starting to set in as we're moving through the month of April. Even when it started to warm up here in March and April, it wasn't as humid as we expect it to be. I'm just happy we don't play in July. So now 1 out, Mason Smith stepping up. Smith, a sophomore out of Panama City, Florida, so a local guy. Swings and misses at the breaking ball there, though, and he's down 0-1. Played at Mosley High. Tyler Borges, we do mention he is a Tallahassee native, played at Leon. Also had their catcher, Blake Dinkman, played at North Florida Christian here in Tallahassee. Parker Wakeman, another pitcher, played at Lincoln High. Caleb Henry, their center fielder, over at Rickards High. So plenty of players who return home here when they play TCC. Oh, 1-1, 1 out. The pitch to Smith. This is high and away. Ball 1. Firehead getting some signs from Smikoski. I've seen him look back there a few times this evening. I don't know if that's on pickoff moves or just trying to communicate something, or maybe different signs with a runner on second. I'm not sure. I'll have to try to talk to one of them after the game. This one outside, so it's 2-1 to Smith. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Eagles lead 10-1. You've got James Jett standing at second. He led off the inning with a double. Firehead has pitched 3 1/3 innings now, has 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 3 hits allowed now. Comes set, 2-1, on its way. Now backing out of play, count now even at 2. Can't find a live score update from Niceville. At least not yet. I'm searching. Want to make sure you guys are up to date with the goings-on in the Panhandle Conference. 2-2. Firehead set and delivers. Taken low. Count full now. Yeah, no tweets from either the Northwest or Pensacola State baseball accounts. Can't find a game-changer score either. Cut on and miss. There's a strikeout. Firehead's 3rd of the game. When Smith worked that count full, Firehead said, that doesn't matter. You're going to set down regardless. So now 1 on and 2 outs for, like I said, that Tallahassee native, Blake Dinkman. He's 0 for 1, flew out to left field 2 innings ago. This one outside, ball 1. Now this one just outside, so Dinkman ahead 2-0 here. And Pensacola State, I do have a score now. I did find it on Game Changer. Pensacola State leading Northwest Florida 5-3 in the bottom of the 7th. And now sent into left field. Tough play for Cruz. This one drops in fair. One hops off the wall, and Dinkman's in there with an RBI double. So that'll make it 10-2. James Jett came around to score easily. And that one dropped perfectly in. Justin Cruz had no shot at it out in left field. So second double of the inning. They're going to try to make me pay for Game Changer if I want to keep tabs on this game. Nope, thank you. I'm good with the score. Pensacola State leading 5-3. Pensacola State just 5-15 in conference play. Now here's Mason DeBose. Runner on second, 2 away. Firehead misses low with the fastball here. Knocked down by Kreisen. Score is 10-2. So again, now the Eagles would need 2 runs in the bottom half. It's assuming they can strand Dinkman here. And that would give them the 10-run lead, a chance to end it in the 5th. Getting too ahead of myself here, though, most likely. Now Firehead's just got to focus on the lefty-lefty matchup here with DeBose. Breaking ball, beautifully placed for a strike. And that one came out of the hand. I think it froze DeBose up quite a bit. He had no shot. Didn't even think about offering on that one, but it ended up really right down the middle. So it's a 1-1 count. Smikowski keeping an eye on Dinkman at the second base bag. Everyone else normal depth. Playing a little bit back here with 2 outs. And that one, it's in on the hands of DeBose, but he fouls it off right into the netting of the Eagle dugout. See Coach Mike Harrison flinching there a little bit. Didn't get it on camera, so I can't poke fun at him later on, but I saw it. Northwest Florida lost 14-4 on Friday against Gulf Coast State and then took the win on Saturday 8-3. Taking low. So with the Eagles dropping 2 last week, Northwest Florida made up a game. But now, if the scores hold in both of these games, that lead will be back at 2 with just 5 games remaining for both teams. But the critical ones will be the 2 this weekend. Friday in Niceville and Saturday here in Tallahassee. That one misses inside, just narrowly misses Mason DeBose. So the count now full to the Gulf Coast State third baseman. He reached on error in the second, committed an error of his own back in the first. Full count, 2 outs. Firehead trying to keep this lead at 8. Taken low for a ball. Mason DeBose does well to work that count, get on base.
Number 11,
Fireved's second walk of the game.
Henry.
It's going to bring up Caleb Henry, the center fielder, was out on a fielder's choice in the second. That game in Niceville now into the 8th. Pensacola State could add to their lead. 6 outs remaining for Northwest Florida. Runners moving. Kreisen goes down to second. Keenan places the tag, and that will retire the side. So a double steal attempted by Gulf Coast State, and it doesn't pay off. Ethan Kreisen with his second runner caught stealing of the afternoon. What a great game thus far for him. Lead remains at 8. We head to the bottom of the 4th on TCCEagles.com.
Andrew Fernandez.
Switch hitting Andrew Fernandez leading things off here in the 4th. He is 1 for 2. Had 2 runs on a single in the first. Eagles with a 10-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th. Elsewhere in the conference, Pensacola State leading Northwest Florida 5-3 in Niceville. Would be a huge result for Tallahassee if that one holds. And Fernandez swings on the first pitch, puts a charge into it, deep right center field. No, it actually is going to get caught up there. Caleb Henry in to make that catch. So a quick out number 1
Number 9.
for McGillicott.
Justin Cruz.
Like I said, McGillicott, I think, going to try to eat up as many innings as he can. Now it's Justin Cruz. He swings at the first pitch. Fly ball this time into right field. Lizama over to make the catch. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. It's going to bring up Ziggy Thomas.
Now back, number 20, Ziggy Thomas.
Thomas 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice, had an RBI in the first, then stole second and stole third. He walked and scored in the 3rd inning. So 0 for 1, but a great day offensively for Ziggy Thomas thus far. And he does take a pitch. So no 3-pitch inning for McGillicott. Count now 0-1 to Thomas. Fouled back and out of play, so quickly 0-2. Misses high and outside. Eagles had the weekend off, so everyone in the bullpen should be available, everyone that's healthy. But I think right now you're just trying to see how long Ethan Fireved can take you into this game. Longest outing of the season was that 7-inning complete game shutout in that doubleheader. Count 2-2 to Thomas. Fouled back and out of play again. We stay at 2-2. McGillicott in his third inning of relief work has allowed 4 earned runs. And a slider outside, tried to backdoor Thomas there. Count full. 2 outs here, nobody on in the bottom of the fourth. This will be the first inning the Eagles haven't scored if they don't manage to get one across, and Thomas fights one off. So inning not over yet. 5 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. Let's put them up 10-2 in this one. Fireved's worked 4, given up 2, 1 earned. Another full count pitch, and another one popped high into foul territory. Will it be playable for DeBose? He's behind the Eagle dugout, and that one off the shed by the bullpen. There's Dave Mitchum giving some new balls to the umpire. Dave Mitchum, I think, you see Cruz out and left, and you're wondering, where's Dave Mitchum? Where's Harper McClendon? Where's Marco Dinges? I don't know if anybody's injured, or maybe they're just trying to see what they got in Justin Cruz out in the outfield, or see what they got in Aiden Keenan. Again, we've seen him appear periodically throughout the season, just not a whole lot of consistent at-bats. Thomas sends another one back, foul, and out of play. So really making McGillicott work here with 2 outs. You want to test your depth. You want to see what you got as you inch closer towards the end of the season and hopefully the postseason. Taken strike 3, so McGillicott retires the Eagles in order. They have an 8-run lead. We head to the 5th. You're watching TCC Baseball live on TCCEagles.com.
Tallahassee Community College presents Rock the Roost, starring Luke Bryan.
Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Luke Bryan. It goes live Saturday, July 23rd on campus at TCC with special guest
There was this girl,
Riley Green.
drink in her hand. Shoot me and let's get into trouble, grand.
Tickets are on sale now at rocktheroosttcc.com. Luke Bryan, live, produced by Tallahassee Community College and Adams Entertainment.
Caleb Henry back in again. He was at the plate last inning when Mason DeBose was caught stealing. Gulf Coast State tried a double steal there. Foul ball makes it 1-1. 5-3 now into the bottom of the 8th over in Niceville. Northwest trying to mount a comeback. Don't have any more information than that. Just the score line. Caleb Henry shows bunt, quickly pulls it back though, so it's 2-1. This one outside, 3-1. Fielder's choice for Henry in second. 3-1 pitch. Taken high, ball 4. So Kreisen's third walk of the game gives Gulf Coast State a leadoff base runner for the second consecutive inning. It will be the top of the order coming up now. Tyler Borges. Borges reached on an infield single in the first, flew out to right in the third. Firevet now in his 5th inning of work has 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits allowed, and just 1 earned run. Cut and miss there from Borges. He's down 0-1. Firevet with an 8-2 record on the season. If he finishes this inning, he'll be in line for win number 9. The only complete game, the only shutout of the year for TCC. Borges sends one into left field. Cruz over to his left, makes the catch into the shadows for out number 1.
Now batting, number 13, Ethan Luzama.
Lozama stepping in for his 3rd trip. Struck out in the first, grounded out to second in the 3rd. Caleb Henry over at the first base bag. And 7 stolen bases on the year, just caught once. Tied for 3rd on the team in stolen bases. Lozama swings at the first one and sends it foul. A little bit tougher to try to steal a base with a lefty on the mounds, as that pickoff move can be more deceiving. So you never want to go and get caught in a rundown. Nice pitch there from Fireved. A little bit tighter. That one might have been even like a slider. A little bit tighter movement. Did move though. Wasn't his traditional looping curveball that he could really keep guys off balance with, and it wouldn't shock me if he goes to it here to Lozama with an 0-2 count. Does move over to first. I was going to mention on that last delivery, you know, Firevet really waits until the last possible moment to commit to home. Once you start moving towards home plate, you can't move over to first. But really deceptive. You can see Caleb Henry with a normal lead. Down 8. He might be trying to steal here, but Kreisen's already thrown out a pair of guys. This one hits Lozama. That was a fastball that just got away from Fireved.
Number 15, Dylan Mock.
It's not what you want to see. You've got the 8-run lead. 3 walks already to start from Fireved, and now a hit by pitch. So Kreisen's going to go talk to him, make sure they're on the same page. You've also got Dylan Mock stepping up. Mock hitting .336, has 27 RBI, 7 doubles, and 3 home runs on the year. And that 10-run rule is still in play. If you can hold him here, you turn it over to your offense. it'll be Gwynn, Keenan, and then the top of the order next inning. You're 2 runs away from ending this one early, but you got to keep them off the board if you want to do that. And also, as the pitch count starts to creep up, you think, how many innings does Fireved have in him today? Season long is 7, but he was incredibly efficient on that Saturday afternoon against Pensacola State. No walks, only 3 hits. Today, pitch count getting up there a little higher in the 5th. First pitch to Mock is in there for a strike. Fastball just on the outside corner. Still a 5-3 game now in the top of the 9th over in Niceville. So Northwest Florida doesn't add any in the bottom of the 8th. Pensacola State trying to add some insurance in the 9th. And that foul ball goes right off the ankle of Dylan Mock. That one's going to sting, and I think they're going to make sure he has enough time to walk that one off. You hope it's nothing more than just a stinger. But that ball moving in towards Mock, and he got on top of it but went right into the ankle. So if that game goes final first, it would mean TCC has a 1.5 game cushion in that playoff spot, postseason spot. And if they win here, that would move to then a 2-game cushion, with one more game against Gulf Coast State on Wednesday in Panama City, a game in Niceville on Friday against the Raiders, and then you host them on Saturday afternoon. Just a reminder, that Saturday, though, we will be streaming the doubleheader over at the TCC Softball Complex, sophomore day for them as they host Pensacola State. And then our final baseball broadcast Wednesday, the 27th, as baseball hosts Pensacola State. Mock sent this one foul down the right side, so he stays alive, 0-2. Brett Gwynn had the line covered, and it goes right to the first base bag. Mock over 2 already on the day. Ground out to the catcher, 2-3 put out. Then a ground out to the first baseman, Brett Gwynn, who flipped it over to Ethan Fireved to retire the side in the 3rd. 0-2 count. 1 away here. Misses outside. 1-2. Got underway here this afternoon at 5:09. 81 degrees, partly cloudy. Starting to warm up here. Still nice springtime weather, but getting warmer as we move closer to the summer months. 1-2 on its way, taken low. 2-2 now. Ten runs on 6 hits thus far from the Eagles. Last half inning was their first inning. They failed to score. This one low. Count goes full to Dylan Mock. Double play ball. Still an option here. He's already hit 2 in the ground. You've got Keenan and Smikowski playing a double play depth. Also, they're trying to hold on Ethan Lozama, or Caleb Henry, rather, at second base. This one, though, taken high. Another walk from Ethan Fireved. You know, a little uncharacteristic for him as this one loads the bases.
Number 24, James Jett.
You know, he's not the pitcher that just doesn't walk anybody. But to see him have 4 in one game in the 5th inning at that, you know, in a hit by pitch. We'll see Coach Matt come out here, and I don't know if this will be the end of the afternoon for Ethan Fireved, who's now pitched 4 1/3 innings. We'll wait and see if anyone comes out of the bullpen, and it looks like it might be Harper McClendon. And we will see that pitching change. So 4 1/3 innings pitched for Ethan Fireved. And he'll turn the ball over to Drew Lang, actually, to take over. So we'll let Drew Lang get his warm-up pitches in. Bases are loaded with one out in the top of the fifth. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tccceagles.com.
Tallahassee Community College has been named as one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation. The Aspen Institute recognizes institutions from across the country that have exceptional achievements and a total commitment to improving student outcomes. The college was recognized as one of the nation's premier community colleges, eligible to compete for the prestigious $1 million Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence because of its focus on student access and success, its workforce training initiatives, a seamless and high transfer rate to four-year colleges and universities, and its many varied and productive community partnerships. This recognition from the Aspen Institute is a testament to the wonderful work of the faculty, staff, and leadership at Tallahassee Community College.
So Drew Lang entering the game for Ethan Fireved, who's walked a pair and hit a batter this inning to load the bases with just one out. It'll be James Jett stepping in first against Lang. Lang's 17th appearance of the season, which is now team leading. He was tied with Campbell Cleveland with 16 appearances, but Lang making his 17th now. He's got a 4.50 ERA, 23 strikeouts and 18 walks over 22 innings pitched. So finishing his warm-ups here before the designated hitter, James Jett, steps in.
Still batting for the Commodores, number 24, James Jett.
Now Lang will dig in on the rubber. Bases are loaded. Tough situation to come into. He's got some good strikeout stuff, but like I said, 18 walks. Has also struggled with command. Has nowhere to put James Jett. Misses there for a ball. It must have been low. Now this one inside, 2-0 the count. Don't want to fall behind 3-0, especially not with the bases loaded. To James Jett. Nowhere to put him, bases loaded. Infield back in double play depth. But you need a ball over the plate here from Drew Lang. There we go. There's a strike right on the outside corner. So count now 3-1. Still got to attack him here. Sun moving closer to dipping behind the trees. And we'll get the lights on here at the ballpark. Lang comes set. 3-1 pitch. On its way. This one misses low, and that'll bring in a run. So Drew Lang walks the first batter he faces. And now Walt McConnell will step up.
Number 18, Walt McConnell.
So Ethan Lazama, or Caleb Henry, keep confusing him. Caleb Henry will score here. Lazama over to third, Dylan Mock to second, now James Jett at first base. Connell, 1 for 2, singled and scored in the second. Things are getting interesting here. The run now, the lead now cut to 7. This one misses again, 1-0 to McConnell. Eagles still potentially one pitch away from getting out of this. Double play in order, 1 out. But Drew Lang walking the leadoff batter, and now behind him, McConnell 1-0. And there's an off-speed pitch, cutting a miss from McConnell. Now this one popped up, and it looks like it's going to get back and out of play. Another one off the top of the press box. So it's now 1-2 count. So 1-2 with 1 out. Walt McConnell cuts and misses at another breaking ball from Drew Lang. So a huge strikeout there. Now 2 outs in the inning. And well done by Drew Lang. Came in with the bases loaded. Tough situation. You walk the leadoff batter, which, other than a grand slam, it feels like the worst case scenario, right? You don't want to see a free pass to bring in a run. But then steps up and strikes out McConnell. It's going to bring up Mason Smith. Bases are still loaded, so you're not out of it yet. First pitch to him, in for a strike. So that run that came in on the walk to Jett was Fireved's second earned run. He's still on the hook for the guys on second and third. The first run was unearned as it came on an error. Even though that error was credited to Ethan Fireved. I don't make the rules. Doesn't get a great grip on that breaking ball. Misses high, 1-1. As Drew Lang gets set here, 1-1, 2 outs. Eagles lead by 7. in the dirt, knocked down by Kreisen 2-1. We do have a final score over in Niceville as Pensacola State beats Northwest Florida 5-3. So Northwest Florida moves to 9-10 in conference play. They're a game and a half behind TCC. Huge playoff implications with that result. With just 5 games remaining now for the Raiders. 2-1 pitch on the ground. Shortstop Jason Smikowski fields it on a hop over to the second baseman Keenan, and that retires the side. So Drew Lang comes in and walks the first batter he faces, but that's all, as he strikes out Walt McConnell and gets Mason Smith to ground into a fielder's choice. So still a 7-run lead. We head to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tcceagles.com. Into the bottom of the 5th now. Gulf Coast State added 1 there in the top half to make it 10-3. So if you were to see a 10-run rule here, it'd have to be 3 runs added. It is Miguel Acott back on the mounds for Gulf Coast State in his 4th inning of relief work. He did work 4 innings out of the bullpen here back in March. First pitch to Gwynn misses outside for a ball. This one does catch the outside corner, strike 1. Gwynn doubled back in the 3rd, also had an RBI and a sac fly in the 1st. 10-3 ball game here. Big cut and a miss from Gwynn. And a fastball on the outside part of the plate, so he's down 1-2. Aiden Keenan in the on-deck circle. But Miguel Acott misses outside, 2-2. So Gwynn, Keenan, then Smikowski at the top of the order. This one inside. Gwynn has to back out of the way. So full count now to the switch hitting first baseman. And a cut and a miss there. He's out on strikes. Miguel Acott got Thomas looking to end the 4th, and now leads off the strikeout here in the 5th. It's going to bring up Aiden Keenan. Filling in at second base today. He's over 2 at the plate. Miguel Acott out of the stretch on the left side of the rubber. First pitch to Keenan. Line foul. Coach Gavin Murphy has to hop out of the way there, out of the coach's box. And then a breaking ball. Keenan way out in front of that one. 0-2 now. And now this one outside. 1-2. Now this one outside, count even at 2. Now this one's sent to right field, going foul. Now I'm seeing some action out behind the right field wall. I don't know if Gulf Coast State is just opting to not use the bullpen, or there might just be a couple fans out there. Can't really tell. So a 2-2 count to Keenan. The cut on and miss, so 2 strikeouts here in the 5th for McGillicott, and that's going to bring up Jason Smekowski.
Now back, number 13, Jason Smekowski.
That's his 3rd strikeout of the game, and they've all come consecutively. Now the Eagles shortstop stepping in for his 4th plate appearances in 5 innings. Walked and scored in the 1st, had a 2-run double in the 3rd, also came around to score then. Watches one in for a strike, so McGillicott really no issues finding the zone here. 3 straight first pitch strikes. 0-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Smekowski, ground ball, shortstop Mock, backhands it, throw over to first. In a 1-2-3 inning for Matthew McGillicott. We'll keep the score at 10-3. We head to the top of the 6th. You're watching TCC Baseball live on TCCEagles.com and YouTube.
Tallahassee Community College presents Rock the Roost, starring Luke Bryan.
Yeah, that's my kind of night.
Luke Bryan. It goes live Saturday, July 23rd on campus at TCC with special guest
There was this girl,
Riley Green.
drink in her hand. Shoot me and let's get into trouble, grand.
Tickets are on sale now at rocktheroosttcc.com. Luke Bryan, live, produced by Tallahassee Community College and Adams Entertainment.
Top of the 6th here at Eagle Field. Tallahassee with a 10-3 lead over Gulf Coast State. Eagles currently in 2nd place in the Panhandle Conference with a 10-8 league record. Moved up a half a game technically, with a Northwest Florida loss earlier to Pensacola State. Pensacola State now 6-15 in conference. Northwest Florida 9-10. So a game and a half lead over the Raiders, who they travel to on Friday and host on Saturday. If this game continues to go the Eagles' way here tonight, and you win on Wednesday as well, I believe you'll be in a good position to, maybe have some potential postseason clinchers against Northwest Florida. But you got to keep winning. Drew Lang blows one by Blake Dinkman there to start 0-1. Baseball's a weird sport. You want to keep as much momentum as you can find. Eagles did well to jump out to a 5-0 lead after 1 today. Dinkman fouls that one back, so he's down 0-2. He doubled in the 4th. Drove in James Jett, who led off that inning with a double. But now sends this one in left field. Cruz makes the catch. So there's out number 1. Drew Lang came in last inning in relief of Ethan Fireved, who unfortunately by the rules of baseball won't qualify for a win. It's again why, pitcher wins don't mean a whole lot, because Fireved, despite the walk, still looked pretty good today. He got a lot of outs. Won't qualify for one, so he'll stay at 8-2. He can't get the loss in this one either. Departed with a lead. And there's a strike into Mason DeBose. The Lang came in and walked James Jett, and that's when I started to go, uh-oh, what's going on here? You don't want to see a guy come out of the bullpen and walk the first guy he faces, but Lang, as he gets a cut and a miss there from DeBose, he's ahead on him 0-2. Then really locked in, struck out Walt McConnell, and then got Mason Smith to ground out to Smekowski at shortstop. Now, chance to start an inning with nobody on and nobody out. Gets Dinkman to fly out to left field. Is now up in the count to DeBose. It's 1-2. TCC looking for their 30th win of the season as this one rolls fouled on the first base line. They are 23-7 at home and currently 10-8 in conference play. They sit at 6 in the FCSAA coaches poll. They were at 5 last week, dropped 1 spot after losing a pair of games to Chipola, but seeing them move up those polls week to week, it's been really exciting. They've been playing great baseball, and I hope, rack up some more wins and finally starting to get that recognition in the national polls. This one inside to DeBose. Oh no, called strike 3 on the inside corner. So a huge strikeout there from Drew Lang, his second of the ball game. Man, I was for sure that one was inside. But we'll take it as Drew Lang clips that inside corner right on the black. All it takes is one seam to be hanging over the plate, and that counts as a strike. Here's Caleb Henry. Cut and a miss at a slider there from Lang. So 2 outs here, nobody on. 0-1 count to Henry. Another Tallahassee native. Joe's bunt pulls back, misses inside. This one misses low and outside. Throw gets away from Lang coming back from Kreisen. So Hayden Keenan goes and scoops it up, and we'll go again. Now outside to make it 3-1. Henry got a piece of that, and that'll bring the count full with nobody on and 2 outs here. So Drew Lang has pitched. Now an inning and a third in relief. Wouldn't shock me to see him come out for the 7th as well, as the Eagles might try to preserve as many arms as they can with 3 more games to go this week. Full count. Pitch on its way. Foul towards the Eagles dugout. Great snag there from assistant coach Corey Pye. Right on a hop. Barehanded. Lang winds and delivers. Another payoff pitch on its way. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Eagles right-hander. They hold on to their 7-run lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tcceagles.com. Ethan Kreisen leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Eagles leading 10-3. Haven't scored since the 3rd. For a while we talked about maybe a 10-run rule I'm playing. Well, that could still happen. It would take 3 runs here in the bottom half. That would end the game. Drew Lang coming, doing well out of the bullpen. He walked the leadoff man to bring a run in, but after that, it's been nailed. Kreisen shows bunt, pulls back, but that's in the zone for a strike. McGillicott now in his 5th inning of relief work. The starter, Sherez Butcher, just worked 1 frame. And a fly ball in the center field. Henry a couple steps. Now he's moving back and makes the catch.
Now
So one out here for Josh Pagozzo, nobody on. Misses high, 1-0. And now a base hit in the left field for Pagozzo, his second of the game. A productive day at the plate for the Eagles center fielder. He reached on error, drove in a run, and scored in the first. Doubled and scored in the second. And drove in another on the third with a sac fly. Now he's got a single in the sixth. So he's now 2 for 3, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored. And he's still on first base. So now 1 out and 1 on for Marco Dinges, the Eagles' designated hitter, and a fastball blown by Dinges there. Ellicott, I would say he hasn't had many of those fastballs that just he blows right by Eagle hitters, but and now this one catches the outside corner, so quickly 0-2 to Dinges. And now Dinges sends this one into right center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Pagozzo moves from first to third. And now the Eagles are on business here in the bottom of the sixth. Back-to-back hits in the heart of the order. Runners on the corners. 1 out. And your team leader in RBI, Andrew Fernandez, stepping in. So technically in this situation, Andrew Fernandez represents the winning run. I don't know if you can call it that, or the game-ending run, I think is probably a more appropriate thing to say. McGillicott finds the outside corner for strike 1. Justin Cruz in the on-deck circle. Fernandez 1 for 3 today. He's got a 2-run triple back in the second. That was McGillicott's first inning of work. This one in for a strike, 0-2. So Dinges got his hit 0-2. Now Fernandez in the same spot. This one misses well outside, 1-2. Breaking ball that Fernandez is able to foul off towards the concession stand. So count stays 1-2. Now fouled away. Cut on and missed by Fernandez, and that's a strikeout for out number 2.
Now number 9, Justin Cruz.
This is outside. Dingus has the second. Now this ball gets into left field. One run will come across. Dingus is rounding third. No, he'll hold up. That run will make it 11-3. And so you saw Dingus take off to steal second. He'll be awarded with that stolen base. But then an error from the catcher. Gulf Coast State's fourth error of the game. Third baseman Dubose just wasn't over there to cover the bag, or he was behind the line, really. That throw goes into left field, so Pagozzo trots in for the 11th run of the game. And now Justin Cruz drops down a bunt. It'll just go foul. Dubose. Well, now they will call it a foul ball. Okay, I wasn't sure if Dubose had maybe touched it. That's what I think third base coach Gavin Murphy thinks, or at least what he wants the umpire to think. Justin Cruz, you know, it's not a bunt situation, but it's not a sacrifice bunt. It's not a squeeze bunt either. He's trying to reach base. He's trying to get on base here. So count stays 1-1. Now it looks like he's getting a swing away signal. And he sends this one into center field. Tough play for Caleb Henry. That's down for a base hit. An RBI hit from Justin Cruz makes it 12-3.
Now number 20, Ziggy Thomas.
And now Ziggy Thomas comes up, and now Cruz, it would be that game-ending run. Swings to the first pitch. Into left field. Smith underneath it. And that will retire the side. So the Eagles add a pair to make it 12-3, and they'll take that 9-run lead into the 7th inning. You're watching TCC Baseball live on tcceagles.com.
Tallahassee Community College has been named as one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation. The Aspen Institute recognizes institutions from across the country that have exceptional achievements and a total commitment to improving student outcomes. The college was recognized as one of the nation's premier community colleges, eligible to compete for the prestigious $1 million Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence because of its focus on student access and success, its workforce training initiatives, a seamless and high transfer rate to four-year colleges and universities, and its many varied and productive community partnerships. This recognition from the Aspen Institute is a testament to the wonderful work of the faculty, staff, and leadership at Tallahassee Community College.
Now batting, number 5, Tyler Borges.
Top of the order for Gulf Coast State here in the 7th. Eagles leading 12-3. It's Drew Lang back on the mound. Tyler Borges, who is 1 for 3 on the day, singled in the first and got caught stealing in that inning. Ethan Kreisen thrown out 2 base runners. He got Mason DeBose trying to swipe second in the 4th. But Borges, best hitter in this lineup statistically this season, takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Has started making his 40th start of the season. Has a .358 batting average and a .458 on base. .521 slugging. Leads the team in home runs with 6. Now sent this one on the ground. Smetkowski over to first for the first out of the inning. The Eagles have done well to contain Borges. Just the one hit and then was able to get him out on the bases. Now it's Ethan Lizama. He's 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Drew Lang. Now with 2 innings pitched after that last out. Entered with 1 out in the 5th. And a strike on the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Lizama. Score update in the Panhandle Conference as that Pensacola State took down Northwest Florida by a score of 5-3. Those 2 teams will play again on Wednesday, as will the 2 teams on the field here, except they'll be over in Panama City. This is outside, 2-1. Now this one fired in there for a strike. And Drew Lang, like we said, came in and walked the first batter he faced that brought a run in. And now that lead has grown again, back to 9 runs, and you really just want him to keep pounding the zone. You've got a good defense behind you. As Lizama hits this one on the ground. It is Cruz over at second. I did miss that change, but he botches it. And Lizama reaches on an E4. So Justin Cruz, who got the start out in left field, does move over to second. That's Harper McClendon out in left field. So he comes off the bench as a defensive replacement. I'm assuming he'll be in the on-deck circle to start the bottom half of this inning. 1 out base runner for Gulf Coast State. Now Dylan Mock, the shortstop, stepping up. There's a strike into him. This one in the dirt, Kreisen knocks it down, and Lizama stays put. Cruz did have to cover a lot of ground on that grounder, but didn't get to it. Almost had it completely squared up and just rolled up on him a little bit. It's the second error of the game for Tallahassee. A breaking ball sent into deep left field, now moving into foul territory. Harper McClendon with a great sliding catch into the warning track for the second out of the inning. McClendon really can do it all. He can hit, he can run the bases, he can pitch, and play some incredible defense.
Number 24, James Jett.
Yeah. Now James Jett, the designated hitter, stepping in. And a slider gets away from Drew Lang. Want to know the count to Jett. 2 outs, man on first. And this another one hit high, left field foul territory. And Fernandez can't get to it. Made a nice effort though. So Drew Lang will swap this ball out. Runner's moving. Greisen gets the breaking ball in. I think I'll probably call that catcher's indifference. Count is 0-2 to James Jett. Drew Lang set. In the dirt, blocked by Greisen. 1-2 now. Breaking ball, cut on and miss. He struck it out. Drew Lang adds another strikeout to his tally. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Gulf Coast State 3, Tallahassee 12 here on TCCEagles.com. So we do have a run roll. Actually, it's 8 after 7. Lost track of the innings, and now a 12-3 victory. A huge win in the Panhandle Conference. moves the Eagles to 11-8 in conference play. 2 games ahead of Northwest Florida for that second postseason spot. They'll travel to Panama City on Wednesday for a game against the Commodores. And they'll be home again on Saturday. So they'll be in Niceville on Friday for another game against Northwest Florida, and then home on Saturday. Reminder, that game will not be streamed. We'll be over at the TCC Softball Complex for their sophomore day doubleheader. And we'll be back here on TCCEagles.com Wednesday the 27th. So a 12-3 victory here at home on TCCEagles.com. I'm Brett Rutherford. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time